three.
Good evening, Professor. My name is Muidi Olatunbosomilude, and I'll be walking us through our objective, our approach, and our data cleaning process, basically behind our Power BI model. So basically, our objective was to build a star schema model in Power BI that not only included that is required for metrics, but also deliver two extra insights. The final model actually allows us to see totals over time share, percentage by date, and classification, and even patterns. You could see even like patterns by hour of the day. And our approach we started with a single staging query called SG incident, which fed all our data. And our query also basically handled all the cleaning and transformation. And the references queries also, we generated our fact incident table and our six supporting dimension table also. And also, for last but not the least, we created a dedicated measures table that stored every DAX measure, keeping the model clean and easy to manage also, basically. So our data cleaning, yeah. So our data cleaning, we turned some column profiling to catch errors, blanks, and incorrect data types also, and some ID fields also contained text or error tokens, and which were trimmed, cleaned, and converted to numbers also. And also, basically, we found a bad date, that's 1899, and that's on December 30th, which we replaced it with 2022 12 to actually prevent axis drift and time-based also. And our null keys were required IDs were filtered out of dimensions also. And truly emptied columns were removed also, and we kept time incident reported field. And let's go to our KPI final dashboard. The Our KPI dashboard, the total time. Yeah, the total time of hours, summing up the incident time and our total overtime hours, which basically is capturing our overtime only, and our overtime percent of hours, which is basically dividing the overtime by total time to show the share of overtime basically. So basically, the clear star model approach, rigorously data cleaning, and we focus on KPIs to make sure our Power BI report is both accurate and insightful. Actually, this structure actually made ensure that stakeholders can confidently use the dashboard for decision making. And I'll be passing on to my colleague T to walk us through.
Hi, Professor. My name is Tatinder Tafa, and I will be going through the star schema relationships and base measures that we used. To start with, we created fact incidents, which sat in the middle. And from there, we had a one-to-many relationship with all our DIMs, right? One-to-many links flowed from each dimension to the fact. On the keys, the following keys, which was, we just close this, which was on the um, rank, location, force, date, type, and incident, right? The direction stayed single from incident, as stated before. Um, and also we kept the STG incidents disconnected. This avoided ambiguity and kept filtering predictable. We also note that when we started developing the model, Power BI had automatically generated its own star schema, but we found that some various DIMs were connected to this, so we actually deleted those and started connections afresh. Um, In terms of the base measures, right, if we go to the measures table, as indicated, we created a dedicated measures table to keep it clean, and the following base measures were created. The total time hours, sum the total time taken in hours, including overtime hours. The purpose for this was simple, to calculate the total hours. We then have a total overtime hours, summed overtime hours. Um, if I can locate it here, two time hours, sum over hours, and the purpose of that was to calculate the overtime effect. Then we have overtime percentage of hours divided by those two above. The purpose was the share due to overtime, and then we had hours percentage of total by date compared to each date's time to the dates total. The purpose was mixed by date and classification. We then created two helper measures that we then discovered could not sit within the dedicated measure table. So what we did is we placed them in the facts incident. Um, One of them was the incident um, hour, right? So it was the incident hour was extracted, was meant to extract the hour only when time existed, right? Then we had the measures table, which was incident count with time, right? And in that one we counted the rows of valued by an hour and the purpose of hourly volume. And then, so basically, this gives you the basic structure of our references, and then the main table, and then the facts table, and also the star schema. I'll hand over to my colleague, Calvin, to continue.
Thank you, Tatenda, to giving me the floor. My name is Calvin Fernandez, and I'll be talking about the design of the dashboard intergalactic incident operation. In this, it's a dashboard for both high level oversight and detailed insight into the data across galactic jurisdiction. At the top left, as we can see the first chart, I began with a ranking by total hours, which clearly highlights how imperial legal code incidents dominate over uh, time usage compared with categories like miscellaneous or traffic. To the right, I use a percent of total chart to the total chart broken down by year and quarter, which make it easy to see how the workload share of each clarification shifts over time. Moving down on the left, I have a combination chart that shows incident count, total incident hours, and the percentage of incident distributed by hours within each class, which helps to pinpoint the peak activities time. In the center, I included a statistical enhancement by calculating the percentile of hours, which reveals the threshold of unusual long incidents for each clarification. On the right, we have highlighted key KPIs: total overtime hours, total hours overall, and the overtime percentage, which here is over 40%, signaling a heavy operational burden. Finally, the slicers for location, galactic force, and data range allow the users, as you can see, to filter the dashboard dynamically, making the visuals very interactive and different analytical to complete the different analytical needs. Overall, the design layout balances the big metrics and with granular analysis, showing not only how much time incident consume, but also when they occur over time, which contributes and classifies drive of the heaviest workloads. So I'll be ending by saying the build met the brief. Cleaning protected keys, removed a fake date, and kept valid blanks. The star model and measure made the visual responsive and easy to read. Thank you.